Lielbritānijas premjerministrs Boriss Džonsons paziņoja par atkāpšanos no konservatīvās partijas līdera amata. Tas nozīmē arī premjerministra amata zaudēšanu. Džonsona pozīciju premjera amatā satrisināja dažādi skandāli, piemēram, Downing Streeta ballītes Covid-19 ierobežojumu laikā.
I just think he hasn't fulfilled anything that he was meant to, and the way he handled everything during the pandemic or anything to do with, like, especially the NHS being so underpaid and stuff, he just hasn't been able to, you know, sort any of the problems that we actually have out, and he's just been causing more problems for the UK rather than fixing them.
Obviously he's you know, done what he's been able to do, but I think that we shouldn't ignore the problems that are, you know, hidden in our society. He's done a few things that were needed to do, like for example Brexit. There were other prime ministers before him that weren't able to do it, so he did get that done. That's one of the main things that a lot of people see that, you know, they praise him for, but that shouldn't, like, you know, undermine the fact that there's a lot of other problems that are happening in the UK right now, so we shouldn't just be blindsided to those.
You know, he's done very good. He's considering the pressure, you know, of being in that position. He's done amazing. He's done amazing. I know that some people might follow the opinion of the mainstream media, but when you look at the work that he's done so far, it's been good. So.
Why is he running the country? I don't know. That's the way I feel about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too into like politics and that, but the way I perceive him, I don't think he was the guy. I really don't.
He's obviously going after a certain audience, right? Which is the Conservatives. I feel like he's doing a good job for them. Like, a lot of Conservative people I've spoken to, they actually like him in charge, regardless of the things he did during COVID, being at that party and etc. Me personally though, I don't think he's the right man for the job. Like, if you look at his history, you can tell he's not the right man. Like, and he's said some terrible things in the past that should not be the leader of our country. Do you know what I mean?
I think he's done a terrible thing. I think he's been caught lying. He's taken us all for idiots. And he's done a terrible job.
Just everything. His handling of the pandemic was really bad. His handling of the cost of living crisis is really bad. He's doing nothing about climate change. The Partygate, obviously. The list is actually endless.
I just want to be able to see a difference in, like, cost of living in the UK, because everything's just increased so much. Cost of living, I want that to improve. Improve pay for NHS workers, they do so much for our country, and etc, etc. You know how the US is, like, taking away all these rights, and I see that Boris Johnson was going down the same path, and I don't want this Prime Minister to go down that path. I want him to, like, him or her to stand up for women's rights, for gay rights, everything like that.
Well, I expect someone that can actually, you know, do something more for the actual working people of the country. So obviously the cost of living crisis which is happening right now, that's something that is so apparent, is so something that a lot of people have to live with, you know, the normal people of the UK, you know, Londoners especially, because there's a rise in cost of living, so there's a lot of things that we have to deal with that are just being ignored by the government. My
wish is for the person to be able to deliver exceedingly above Boris, you know, for the best of the people.
I don't expect much from politicians, I can't lie, I really don't. Like, they say a lot of stuff but they don't do too much, so.
To be honest, I expect the same thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people are going to have an issue with this guy regardless of who he is or who she is.
Just get this country back on its feet again, because, like, it's just in a disaster. A disaster. We've got strikes, we've got no staff, you know, big staff shortages. Yeah, it's just terrible. We need to get back on our feet.
Well, hopefully they will get us a bit more back on track. Would really love to see some more action with climate change, especially. Obviously the cost of living crisis, if could be a tax for the rich even. Just all policies that they're probably not going to implement. But yeah, hopefully they'll do a bit better than Boris.
Boriss Džonsons par premjerministru kļuva 2019. gadā. Inga Ūdre, Jauns.lv Londona, Lielbritānija.